everyone. Good evening. My name is Katie Dupree, class of 2007.
Hi, everyone. My name is Luke Mock. I'm a current student in Oneonta, class of 2023. I'm a music industry major and audio arts minor, and I'm an active member of the Oneonta Future Alumni Network and the vice president of the Music Industry Club and Songwriters Club. Thank you so much for joining us on this special evening. I'm so happy to be here. And now back to Katie.
Thanks, Luke. As I said, I'm class of 2007. I'm a former Alumni Association board member and an active volunteer. I'm on the IDEA task force that was newly formed, which stands for Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access. Volunteering helps me keep connected to the college and updated on what's going on campus. I'm reporting live from Boston, so it's nice to continue to have those ties to Oneonta. I am still a New York sports fan though, so don't get mad at me. For the safety of our campus community and alumni, obviously we had to host tonight virtually. We're very excited to be on this platform and to be in all of your homes. I know that everyone is joining from across the country, and we'd love to hear in the chat where you're tuning in from. The ability to host this event online allows our honorees the support and from family and friends all over the country. So it's really special that we can all come here together tonight. Since no celebration is complete without food and drink, we hope that you've brought a beverage and some snacks, or you're eating dinner, and we invite you to sit back and enjoy the Alumni Award ceremony. I would like to kick off the event with the Alumni Association Board of Directors President, Christine Warnquist. She's the class of 1971, and she's an avid supporter of Oneonta and our alumni. Please join me in giving her a warm welcome to our virtual stage.
Good evening and welcome to the 2021 Annual Alumni Association Awards virtual celebration. My name is Christine Warnquist, and I'm a proud member of the class of 1971 and your Alumni Association president. I hope everyone is safe, healthy, and faring well. I'm honored to represent the more than 70,000 members of the Alumni Association across the country and around the world. And as alumni, we play a vital role in sustaining and advancing our alma mater for the foreseeable future and beyond. Our SUNY Oneonta experience have influenced who we've become and made us better family members, better colleagues, better neighbors, and better alumni. And to that end, I'm proud to serve as the president of the SUNY Oneonta Alumni Association for a second term. On behalf of the Alumni Association, we thank Acting President Dennis Craig. He has successfully guided SUNY Oneonta's response to the COVID-19 health crisis and provided leadership to address the challenges it created for the institution. He effectively reopened the campus to our students for a safe and successful spring semester and created a stronger relationship with the greater Oneonta community. We are grateful for his service and wish him all the best. We also welcome Dr. Alberto Jose Cardeye to the SUNY Oneonta family. Dr. Cardeye's appointment completes a comprehensive national search process. Thank you to the members of the search committee who dedicated countless hours to review information and interview a competitive pool of qualified candidates. We're excited about the direction and future of SUNY Oneonta and the SUNY Oneonta Alumni Association, and look forward to serving alumni and sharing information with you throughout the year. Tonight, we are proud to recognize outstanding alumni for their exceptional personal and professional achievements. Awardees are selected through a comprehensive nomination and evaluation process by the awards committee of the Alumni Association Board of Directors. Their contributions to their communities and around the world exemplify SUNY Oneonta's spirit. I look forward to the time when we can all celebrate these award winners in person. Congratulations again.
Wonderful. Thanks, Christine. Luke, did you see there's people from literally coast to coast, California to Maine?
I was saying that, I mentioned in the chat, I love to see such variety. And, I'm so glad that, no matter how far apart we are, in a way, it kind of brings us together even more because you
Absolutely.
can join from anywhere.
Absolutely. I'm seeing Cooperstown. I'm seeing even some folks from Oneonta, California, Georgia, San Francisco, South Carolina. That's incredible. I'm glad that we're all here together tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'd like to start off by introducing Sharon Hillman, the class of 2023, who will present the year's Emerging Leader Award to one of her very deserving friends.
Hi, my name is Sharon Hillman. I am a graduate of May 2013, and I would like to present the Emerging Leader Award to Araya Henry, as she has been my best friend throughout my experience in college at SUNY Oneonta. She is not only a very, very brilliant woman who's been given several awards, but has been a great leader throughout her years in college and after. Araya has graduated and became very, very successful in her field of being not only a managing leader at her current job, but have also been promoted in the past couple of months. I have to say that Araya is not only a motivated, driven woman, but she has been given back to our community as well. I believe this award, especially given to Araya, is very meaningful and identify her as a woman and continues to grow as an emerging leader in our community. And I just wish her the continuous best. And congratulations, Araya. I love you.
Thank you so much, SUNY Oneonta, for presenting me with the Emerging Leader Award. It is abundantly meaningful to be recognized for the work I do with the museum field, which consists of making museums accessible to all through engaging programs, dialogue facilitation, and inquiry-based learning experiences. I attribute my undergraduate and graduate work at SUNY Oneonta for nurturing my interest in being a changemaker, cultural ambassador, and educator. My mother always stressed the importance of being a leader and not a follower, and to achieve this award and receive this award actualizes that life lesson. I love you, Mom. Thank you for always pushing me to achieve excellence.
I think something that's so special about an award like that is, the way it's given, the torch is kind of handed off with such love, and you can see that it was recognized and given that way. So big hand to her. I would now like to introduce Mary Partridge Brown, class of 1997 or 79, pardon me, to present this year's Excellence in Alumni Service Award. One of the most recent accomplishments for this recipient served as the chair of the most recent presidential search, and we could not be happier to welcome Dr. Alberto Jose Cardelle to the Oneonta family.
Little did I know 46 years ago, when I was a freshman in Bacon, I would meet such a boy who was filled with such joy that my world would start moving and shaking. He had it all, brains, looks, and as I recall, he always had charisma to spare. He charmed his dorm mates with his wit and his traits, and his pool game was beyond compare. In 1980, we wed, faced the challenges ahead, and set off on our grown-up life. He built a career, gaining respect far and near, not the least of which was from his wife. His work with the Gov was a labor of love, but he wanted his own shop, and so he started his firm that was on his own terms, and his business did nothing but grow. We raised 3 wonderful girls, the youngest in curls, as our Albany adventure unfurled. Living deep in the wood, life has been, oh so good, as we created our own little world. Over the years, through laughter and tears, he's always remained my best friend. Never have I ever dreamt our 40 years together would be so magical. And this isn't the end. From student to board, you cannot ignore his service. And so for these reasons, it's with love and respect, unless someone objects, I give you the man for all seasons, my husband, Patrick Brown.
Good morning. I am Patrick Brown. I graduated from SUNY Oneonta in December 1978, and I am the recipient of the 2021 Excellence in Alumni Service Award. Being firmly ensconced in the Groucho Marx school of never joining a club that would have me as a member, I must question whether the Alumni Association has compromised its standards in making this award. But then I look around at the other recipients and realize that those high standards remain intact. Seriously, I give my heartfelt thanks to Darren Rylowitz, who nominated me for the award, and the alumni committee that made the award. Since 2008, I've had the distinct honor of serving as the chair of the Oneonta College Council. In that role, I have tried my best to give honest advice to 3 SUNY chancellors and 4 Oneonta presidents. And I am currently chairing the committee in search of a new president. I have done nothing spectacular in service of the college or its alumni. Unlike many notable alumni, I am no actor or astronaut or judge or sportscaster. I have not written a book or created any art. Perhaps I embody Woody Allen's remark that 80% of life is showing up. What I have done over the years is show up. And why wouldn't I? Like most of you, I came of age in Oneonta. I entered a smirking know-it-all and left open to other viewpoints and other worldviews. The most valuable lesson I learned in Oneonta was that I actually knew very little. Oneonta taught me to question and keep questioning. Oneonta taught me to value our differences, to recognize my own shortcomings, and to tolerate the foibles and failures of others. Truth be told, I am a far better alum than I was a student. These lessons take a lifetime to master. Oneonta put me on the path. If I can help one kid coming in who, like me, is the first in his family to attend college, who doesn't know where to stand, what to say, or how to act, if I can help one kid, then it is time well spent. Beyond the academic training and the enduring friendships Oneonta has provided, beyond the memories, Oneonta gave me the love of my life. From the 17-year-old beauty I met in Bacon-Dennison to my wife of 40 years, Mary has been my best friend. Without Oneonta, there would be no us, and my life would surely have been poorer for that. So again, thanks to the Alumni Association for this high honor. And I hope to see many of you between the pillars when the public health permits. Thank you.
I must say, there was a lot of really welcoming advice, especially as a current student. I've definitely begun to learn those lessons in my own way as well. And Mary, I'm sure nobody rejects. So thank you very much for that wonderful speech.
Absolutely. That was incredibly touching and beautiful. And also we have to give Mary a shout out for that poetic and amazing nomination. Definitely one of a kind and definitely a beautiful, wonderful couple. I'm now going to welcome to the stage Paul Perlman, class of 1976 and a founding board member. Paul will be introducing one of our recipients of the Humanitarian Award.
Good evening. My name is Paul Perlman from the class of 1976. It is my privilege to introduce Jay Jacobs, class of 1977, the recipient of the 2021 Alumni Association Humanitarian Award. Webster's Dictionary defines humanitarian as a person promoting human welfare and social reform. That definition fits Jay to a T. While at SUNY Oneonta, Jay served as president of the Student Association, where he always had concern for improving the welfare of others. But Jay was just getting started. After graduating from Oneonta, Jay attended Northwestern Law School. He is now the president and CEO of the TLC family of camps, which owns and operates numerous sleepaway and day camps, a nursery school, and the Timberlake Foundation. Jay founded an organization named SCOPE, which sends inner city children to summer camp. Following 9/11, Jay founded the project Heal the Children, a program that provided free summer camp experiences for children of victims of the 9/11 tragedy. The Timberlake Foundation, now named the Starfish Foundation, which was founded by Jay, is dedicated to promoting the health, education, and betterment of children throughout the world. These foundations have donated nearly $11 million to these important causes. And Jay has remembered SUNY Oneonta and has invested in the education of current and future students. Between 2005 and 2015, Jay established 2 endowed scholarships for Oneonta students. In 2015, Jay established the Jay Jacobs Fund for Experiential Learning in Political Science. This fund pays for internships for political science students, programs such as the Model United Nations, and student travel to New Hampshire during presidential election years to view the primary campaign in person. This program is a perfect fit with Jay's interest in politics. He is currently the New York State Democratic chairperson, a position he has held under 2 governors. Please join me in congratulating Jay Jacobs, the recipient of the Alumni Association Humanitarian Award.
I want to thank the Alumni Association and particularly Paul Perlman for nominating me for this great award. And the Humanitarian Award, I have to tell you, it's a pretty lofty title for an award for me, but I very much appreciate it. And I want you to know how much I appreciate having been able to go to State University of New York at Oneonta. It was among the greatest times of my life and among the most impactful. And I think the decision that I made to actually go to Oneonta made a huge difference in the course of my life. And I think what made Oneonta impactful certainly were the people that I met, not just the friends that I made, but even the professors and the administration folks that did so much for me while I was there. I was involved in student government, so I got to spend a lot of time with the president of the college, Dr. Clifford Craven, who I admired greatly, and Dean Fran Daly, who became a mentor of mine. Frank O'Mara was the president of the faculty senate, I believe, at the time. And those people spent so much time with me, but in such a meaningful way and a respectful way. And we became friends, actually, and stayed in touch many years after that. Professors that I had, like Dr. Paul Conway, left a great mark on me, and that has stayed with me for as long as I've been around, and it's been a while now. And I think of that so often. So the people, first and foremost, were the things that impacted me about Oneonta. I loved just the town of Oneonta. I loved the college, the campus, the size of the school was perfect. I found it a warm and embracing atmosphere, something that was very comfortable. And as soon as I got there, I felt like it was home. So that was the second piece that I think was so important to me. The third and final piece I'll mention is, hey, you know what? The education was pretty good. I was a dual major in economics and political science. I found all of the professors that I dealt with along the way in those departments, as well as others, really gave me quite a bit to go with. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the studying part as well as the enjoyable parts down the hill, as well down in town. So Oneonta as a life experience was great, and it did leave a mark on me. And I just will tell you one story that I remember. I was student association president. I was very much involved in politics and government. In fact, Paul Perlman, who nominated me, was, I would have to say, a political adversary back in those days. We've become friends since. But I remember one day while I was in my student association office, Mrs. Duffy, who was the secretary to the student association, had been there for many, many years, came in and she said, there's a gentleman who would like to meet me. He was a former student, and he came in and he was an older gentleman. And he introduced himself and he said that he had graduated, I forget when, it was somewhere in the mid to late 1940s, about 30 years before. And we talked for a bit, and he said he was involved in student government and wanted to reminisce about some of the things that he remembered. And I remember sitting there listening to him and feeling that while I was polite and I enjoyed hearing from him, we were so disconnected. We were so different, and it was just such a different time. And I looked at him as having been a person out of the past. Well, years later, I graduated in 77. Years later, and I think 2009, 2010, I was invited to come back to the school. And I was given a tour of the school, and we went up to the student association, which I was excited to see. And I asked if I could meet the president, and they said, yeah, well, she happened to be in. So I sat there and I was talking to her. And in the middle of our conversation, I realized at that moment, boy, the world is round. I exactly became the guy that I had met 30 years earlier. I was somebody from the past coming back with a lot of meaning and a lot of thoughts and great memories of the school. And I don't know if I ever really connected with the new president that I was talking to at the time. And the lesson, of course, is that what goes around comes around. And you have to remember that there really isn't all that much new in the world. But one thing that is something that sustains is the fact that in your life, you have an opportunity to take or to give. And if you spend your life giving, which is one of the things I learned at Oneonta, I think you'll be far better off for it. I've always felt that as much as I've ever been able to give, I've always gotten far more in return. My father, and I'll leave you with this, he used to say, you ought to give as much as you can, give until it hurts. And then when it hurts, give some more. But I very much appreciate the honor. I appreciate everything that I've gotten out of Oneonta. I miss it sometimes very, very much. I love those days back when I could go to school and walk up those hills and get to class, even in the cold of winter. It always was a great experience. So I thank you all very much, and I wish everyone else the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. That was wonderful. I love hearing about how impactful Oneonta was for you. And I think we can all say that Oneonta had such a big impact on all of us. We'd love to hear some of your memories, some of the things that impacted you. Feel free to put it into the chat, and we'll go through them in a little bit.
Absolutely. And speaking of the chat, I'd like to recognize everybody that's leaving comments. We're streaming on a few different platforms right now. So wherever you are physically and virtually, thank you for joining us and for sharing this moment with us and recognizing these wonderful award winners. I would now like to have the honor of bringing Sean Shannon, class of 1989, to our virtual stage. Sean Shannon is actually now my professor, which I learned on Tuesday. So it's pretty welcoming to get to do this for him or to introduce him. Sean will be introducing our recipient of the Humanitarian Award to an alumna who is very near and dear to his heart.
The Humanitarian Award is an award which recognizes a SUNY Oneonta graduate who has provided extraordinary service for the benefit of others. Good evening. My name is Sean Shannon, and I'm an assistant professor of law at SUNY Oneonta and an alumnus, class of 1989. And it is my great pleasure to introduce my twin sister and alumni of class of 1989, Megan Shannon Vlakovic, for the Humanitarian Award. In his recent Pulitzer Prize winning book, Evicted, Poverty and Profit in the American City, the author, Matthew Desmond, noted, "It is hard to argue that housing is not a fundamental human need. Decent, affordable housing should be a basic right for everybody in this country. The reason is simple. Without stable shelter, everything else falls apart. Since graduating from SUNY Oneonta, Megan has dedicated her life to developing and providing affordable housing for those in need in our country. Her commitment reflects her belief in human dignity and that everyone should have a safe, clean, and affordable place to call home. After graduating from SUNY Oneonta with a BA in psychology, Megan went to work for the Aquinas Housing Corporation in the East Tremont section of the South Bronx as the social services director. Megan spent 10 years at Aquinas Housing, and within a few years of starting, was chosen to lead the organization as their executive director. Under her leadership, Aquinas Housing continued to grow and helped turn around the South Bronx. When she left Aquinas Housing a decade later, the organization had more than 40 multifamily properties representing 1,200 units. The New York Times op-ed columnist, Bob Herbert, recognized the important work that Aquinas Housing was doing when he wrote in his 1997 op-ed piece, Brick by Brick, when Megan was the executive director. This building was always dark and the drug dealers lived there, Ms. Jacobs said, pointing down the hall. It was like people from the street just came in and took over, like it was their building. Squatters, drug dealers. It was very dangerous. You can see how it's changed. The building on Southern Boulevard is one of several blighted residential and commercial structures that have been transformed by the Aquinas Housing Corporation, a non-for-profit group that has been one of the many participants in the heroic fight to reverse the decline of neighborhoods across the Bronx. While at Aquinas, Megan continued her education and received a master's in education from Hunter College, specializing in counseling. But rather than pursue a career in education, she chose to continue to work with low-income and disadvantaged populations with the goal of building more affordable housing. Recognizing she could do more, particularly with the federal tax credit financing of low-income affordable housing through public-private partnerships, Megan joined the national non-for-profit Enterprise Community Partners. Enterprise is the only national non-for-profit that addresses America's affordable housing crisis. It is organized around the goals of increasing the housing supply, advancing racial equity, and building resilience and upward mobility. For the past 10 years, Megan has worked in Atlanta, Georgia, as their vice president and market leader of the Southeast for the Enterprise Community Partners, where she manages the programming and business development of affordable housing and leverages the organization's national platform of capital, policy, and collaborates with public, private, and philanthropic partners with a goal of increasing affordable housing. I must confess to being biased. Megan is not only my sister, but also my twin. I'm extremely proud of her dedication and the good work she has done to improve the lives of thousands. I know people will be going to bed tonight with a roof over their heads because of the good work Megan has done over the past 30 years. The dictionary defines a humanitarian as someone who promotes human welfare. Megan's humanitarianism reflects her lifelong commitment to providing affordable, decent, and safe housing to those in need and recognizing the human dignity, worth, and right of everyone to have a place to call home. With that in mind, please join me in congratulating and thanking Megan for her lifetime of service in the needs of others and for receiving the Alumni Association's 2021 Humanitarian Award.
Many thanks to the SUNY Oneonta Alumni Association and to my brother Sean for this honor. I've been in the affordable housing industry since 1990, and I believe that housing is a basic human right. In my years working at a community-based organization and now at a housing intermediary, I've witnessed the impact that housing instability and systemic policies have contributed to racial inequities and have negatively impacted communities across the country. Just like many of us learned here at Oneonta in our psychology classes, shelter is a basic need, just as food and water. Having a safe and secure place to call home and a thriving neighborhood connected to good schools, healthy food, transportation, healthcare, and more provides pathways to success. Policies of the past, such as redlining and current policies that contribute to inequities, require that we be bold and take action and advocate for change. As practitioners, we must meet people and communities where they are at and advocate for equitable approaches to community investment to realize systemic change. There are an estimated 550,000 people experiencing homeless on any given night in this country, many of whom are children. And a significant percentage of families are severely cost burdened, only one paycheck away from becoming homeless. And with the problem only heightened by the pandemic, with millions of families facing eviction. With all this, I implore you to do three things. One, become a part of the solution to housing affordability and stability for your community. Two, be vocal on related housing or tenant protection bills or policies your elected officials are or need to get behind. And three, lastly, care about the issue. We all need to do our part. Thank you again for this honor.
Thank you, Megan. And thank you for all of the incredible work that you do. And what a special nomination to have been nominated by her brother. That's just wonderful.
Absolutely. What a special opportunity. And twins too.
Right. Yep, definitely.
Does that mean they kind of both win the award? I don't know.
I don't know. That's up to Shannon if she's willing to share it.
Well, congratulations, of course.
Megan Shannon. I'm sorry, I said Shannon. So I'd now like to welcome to our virtual stage, Glenn Schaefer, class of 1978, who will present the Military Service Award. I can't wait for our audience at home to hear about this incredible alumnus's career.
I nominated Rich Chopa for the Alumni Military Service Award because I believed he was the perfect candidate, and apparently so did the awards committee. Rich and I are both SUNY Oneonta alumni and alumni of Iota Tau Kappa, the nation's oldest independent fraternity. We both also served in the military. Like any good fraternity brother, I believe it is my solemn duty to embarrass Rich with a little anecdote from his past in any introduction. While I know Rich, I graduated the year before he arrived in Oneonta, so we met later in life, which was well past the stage of most embarrassing little anecdotes. So I set out on a mission, talk to his college contemporaries and get that story. What I discovered actually kind of surprised me. There just didn't seem to be any good stories out there. Well, there may have been one, but decorum and the possibility that Rich's wife, Caroline, and his sons, Nick and Dan, might see this introduction really preclude me from getting into it. Instead, what I did get from Rich's classmates and fraternity brothers were comments like, Rich was the most courageous, ethical guy I knew in the fraternity and at school. And when I think of Rich, I think of his exceptional intelligence and humanity. While these are all exceptionally laudable comments and speak to the character of a truly exceptional guy, it's not really what you want to hear when you're looking for an embarrassing story. Rich is an impressive guy, to say the least. All one has to do is read his resume to understand that fact. Rich is on his second post-Army career and does extensive volunteer work. I'm only going to hit on the highlights of his military career now, because I'm sure we'd all like to get out of here before next Tuesday. During his Army career, from 1983 through 2004, Rich saw combat in every major U.S. military conflict. Rich enlisted in the Army in 1983, then attended Army Officer Candidate School in 1984 and became a newly minted second lieutenant. He served with the 75th Rangers and did multiple tours on the Korean DMZ. He parachuted into his first military combat action during the Panama invasion in 1989. He commanded a battery of airborne troops in the liberation of Kuwait. Rich was an embedded peacekeeper with the Russian Airborne Brigade in Bosnia-Herzegovina. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Rich is also fluent in Russian. He served as the Defense and Army Attaché at the U.S. embassies in Minsk, Belarus, in Chisinau, Moldova, and also as a START INF treaty inspector at a nuclear missile factory in Votkinsk, Russia. Rich's last assignment was Director of Russia Policy and the Caucasus, Central Asia Director in the Office of the Secretary of Defense in the Pentagon, where he survived the 9/11 attack. He later deployed to Afghanistan. He retired as a lieutenant colonel with 21 years of service. Rich was awarded the Legion of Merit, the Bronze Star, in addition to more than 30 other medals, ribbons, and foreign military service awards. He continues his service today through the Heroes Foundation by mentoring special operations troops transitioning from military to civilian life. I'd like to thank Rich for his service and for being one hell of a human being.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Rich Chapa, United States Army retired. I am honored and humbled to have been selected to receive the Military Service Award. For 21 years, I served our great nation in war zones and flashpoints around the globe in places like Central America, Korea, Panama, Iraq, Bosnia, Afghanistan, throughout the former Soviet Union, and in the Pentagon on 9/11. With brothers and sisters who always had my back, we forged lifelong friendships through shared hardships. Since I retired, I've made it a goal to help them, working to provide them with the best weapons systems in the world at the Boeing Company, advocating for their mental and physical healthcare benefits with the administration and Congress at the Helping Our Heroes Foundation, and assisting in their transition out of the military through the Heroes Foundation and the Wounded Warrior Mentorship Project. That's why I'm so proud of my other group of lifelong friends, the Brothers of Iota Tau Kappa Fraternity. ITK is the oldest continuously active independent fraternity in the United States, coming up on our 55th year anniversary. My brothers have endowed SUNY Oneonta with the ITK Memorial Scholarship Fund. This fund, in memory of two of our brothers, Bob Sissio, who was killed in action in Vietnam, and Kevin Coleman, who was killed in the Beirut bombing, provides scholarships to the children of military veterans who attend Oneonta State. So thank you for recognizing me with this award. I'm proud to be a combat veteran, a brother of ITK, and a graduate of Oneonta State.
Hey, congratulations, and thank you so much for all that you have done. I would now like to introduce Mary Kate Kenny, class of 2019, and a former student of this honoree. Mary Kate will present the award for this year's Outstanding Commitment to Diversity and Inclusion Award.
Hi, my name is Mary Kate Kenny, and I am honored to introduce Dr. Gretchen Soren, this year's recipient of the Outstanding Commitment to Diversity and Inclusion Award. This award recognizes a SUNY Oneonta graduate who has a record of using his or her energy, spirit, and leadership to initiate and implement actions that create dialogue among people from diverse cultural groups and have forged meaningful bridges across identities. Dr. Gretchen Soren's commitment to diversity and inclusion is exemplified through her extensive work researching, writing, and lecturing on African American history, her esteemed career as director of SUNY Oneonta's Cooperstown Graduate Program, and her advocacy for equity and justice in the museum field. While Dr. Soren has many accomplishments that speak to this commitment, her most recent is having authored the acclaimed Driving While Black, African American Travel and the Road to Civil Rights, which chronicles the history of African American travel across the United States during the Jim Crow era. Dr. Soren collaborated with award-winning filmmaker Rick Burns to produce the major PBS documentary based on her book, which first premiered in October of 2020. Subsequently, her book was nominated for a 2021 NAACP Image Award in the category of Outstanding Literary Work Nonfiction. Dr. Soren's work helps inform our collective understanding of race relationships today and serves as an instrument for discussion about race and equality. Dr. Soren is in the unique position to facilitate dialogues and forge meaningful bridges across identities as an educator and the director of SUNY Oneonta's Cooperstown Graduate Program. Dr. Soren leads a team of talented educators who work to marry thorough, excellent technical training in every aspect of the museum field with the concepts of social justice, racial equality, and community focus. An alumna of the program, Dr. Soren utilizes her bold, thoughtful leadership, partnered with her academic commitment and expertise, to pave the way for the next generation of inclusive, community-minded museum professionals. Additionally, Dr. Soren continues to advocate for minority students within the museum field. Dr. Soren has been and continues to be my mentor to this very day, and I feel incredibly privileged to have worked with and studied under her during my time as a student at the Cooperstown Graduate Program. Dr. Soren, congratulations on an honor well deserved, and thank you for your commitment to your students and the future of the museum field.
I am very grateful to the Alumni Association for this honor. As a graduate of the Cooperstown Graduate Program, it has been a pleasure to return to Cooperstown as director of the program and to spend the last 25 years working to place talented young people in the museum profession. And many of those young people have been people of color, which has been much needed by museums around the United States. So I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Soren. Your book is on my to-be-read list. I would now like to bring Sean Shannon, class of 1989, back to the stage to present the Outstanding Service Award for a current faculty member.
The Faculty Outstanding Service Award is an award that recognizes a current faculty or staff member of the SUNY Oneonta community who has demonstrated continued service and dedication to the college and the programs of the SUNY Oneonta Alumni Association. Good evening. My name is Sean Shannon, and I'm an assistant professor of law at SUNY Oneonta and an alumnus, class of 1989. It is my great pleasure to introduce my friend and colleague, Professor Charlene Foley-Deno, for this award. Charlene is an accounting professor who's not only committed to the academic success of our students, but also their professional success after graduation. I've had the very fortunate opportunity to have worked with Charlene since starting at the college, and her willingness to assist, provide guidance to new faculty, and her general positive disposition have truly been assets to the college. In addition to being an excellent teacher, beloved by her students, she is a tireless advocate on behalf of our students. She is involved in numerous activities on campus, and to just name a few, she is an internship and career development coordinator who is also the co-advisor for the Accounting Society and has worked with the Office of Alumni Engagement to bring alumni speakers to the college for the benefit of our students. Charlene has been the faculty member most responsible for coordinating our successful Backpacks to Briefcases program over the past several years. The Backpacks to Briefcases program brings students to New York City to meet with successful alumni who work in a variety of businesses, to teach students networking skills, and to learn firsthand about the alumni's business and their career path since graduating from SUNY Oneonta. Rather than take the summer off to focus on research activities, Charlene once again is working with the Office of Academic Advisement this summer, meeting with new students to assist in their successful transition to college. And when the campus-wide Career Development Center needed assistance this summer, she immediately stepped up and embraced the opportunity to lead the campus-wide registration process for all credit-bearing internships. She has been instrumental in the success of all these programs. Without question, Charlene's dedication, professionalism, contribution to the college, the success of our students, and support of the Alumni Association and the Fund for Oneonta have been exemplary. Please join me in congratulating and recognizing Charlene for her exemplary service to the college and Alumni Association.
Hello, everybody. My name is Charlene Foley-Deno, and I'm honored to be considered for this award. The thing that I do for the students is I help them envision their future. And part of that is getting familiar with the industry that they want to go to and what possibilities are out there for them. So really, you guys are the stars here because you allow them to come to your workplaces. You take calls with them, you link in with them. So I'm just the little tiny middleman here to help them get connected to you. So thank you for all you do.
I have to say thank you for everything you've done also in helping me pass accounting last semester. It means a lot.
We truly have the most incredible professors and teachers and faculty at Oneonta. We would love to hear some of the professors that you all remember or ones that have had lasting impressions on your lives. Feel free to add them into the chat. In the meantime, I would like to introduce Lisa Hornick, class of 2018, who will present this year's outstanding service of a current faculty member. Lisa had the opportunity to work with this person closely as a student and is now honored to be able to present them an award tonight.
Hi, my name is Lisa Hornick, and today I'm presenting the Current Faculty and Staff Outstanding Service Award. This award recognizes a current faculty or staff member of SUNY Oneonta who demonstrates continued service and dedication to the college and the programs of the SUNY Oneonta Alumni Association. This year's recipient is Scott Seeger, the Technical Director and Production Manager of the Theater Department. He also serves as the current faculty advisor to two student clubs, Mask and Hammer and Terps Dance Company. Scott has continued to elevate the department, the student experience, alumni engagement, and by proxy, the college, through his unselfish, compassionate leadership and the devotion to both the educational experience, community, and lifelong connections between students, alumni, friends, staff, and faculty. He never asks for anything, which is really important to note, and he never expects anything in return, except for excellence from his students, the theater department, and memorable engagement with the two clubs that he advises. Without hesitation, the students Scott has taught, worked, mentored, engaged with, and or advised would also highly recommend this award for him. Congratulations, Scott. So happy that you won this award.
My name is Scott Seeger, and it is my great privilege to receive this award. Many thanks to the Office of Alumni Engagement for presenting me with this honor, and also to Kyle Beckley for putting my name forward for consideration. As someone who has spent his career working behind the scenes in support of making others look good, it's a bit awkward and uncomfortable for me to be in the spotlight, but I'm very honored and deeply touched by this recognition. One of the highlights of my work at SUNY Oneonta has been the continued contact with our students after they graduate as they make their way in the world and develop into young professionals in their chosen fields. Even more gratifying is the connection made between generations of students and the eagerness of our alumni to offer their advice, wisdom, and even employment opportunities to the current members of the Red Dragon family. It is especially heartening to hear former students come back and tell the current group, you know, your teachers really know what they're talking about. You should listen to them. It's a nice reminder that what we do matters and does have an impact on our students. Even though we've not been able to bring our alumni and current students together in person this past year, our Red Dragon family has continued to virtually support and mentor our students and has even opened the door for those further away to share their insights and advice. I'm happy that I'm able to play a part in this intergenerational support system, and I am thankful to the Alumni Association for their help in facilitating these opportunities. Thank you again. The recognition is greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Scott. What you do definitely matters, and we absolutely appreciate all your good work. I'm now going to introduce Dave Lincoln, class of 1995 and SUNY Oneonta's emergency coordinator. He's presenting the award for outstanding service by an emeritus faculty member.
Good evening. My name is Dave Lincoln, class of 1995, and I'm SUNY Oneonta Emergency Services Coordinator on campus. And I have the distinct honor of introducing the Emeritus Faculty Outstanding Service Award. This award recognizes a retired faculty member of SUNY Oneonta who demonstrates continued service and dedication to the college and the programs of the Alumni Association. Dr. Lorraine Tyler epitomizes the criteria for this award and is most deserving of recognition for her sustained, meaningful commitment to the college. Notably, Dr. Tyler remains active in the SUNY Oneonta retired faculty, professionals, and administrative association, continue to attend many SUNY Oneonta Alumni Association events, and recently established 2 endowed scholarships within the College of Oneonta Foundation. Dr. Tyler graduated from SUNY Oneonta in 1969 with a Bachelor's of Science degree in home economics education, and after earning advanced degrees at Cornell University, began her career. Dr. Tyler returned to the campus in 1985 as a faculty member in the Human Ecology Department, where she also served as department chair. In 1992, she was recognized among the best in her field, receiving a SUNY Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Teaching. Never afraid to go above and beyond, Dr. Tyler is also very involved in SUNY Oneonta's local UUP chapter, including her role as Special Events Director, Officer for Retirees, statewide retiree representative, and an academic delegate. In 2017, Dr. Tyler made the decision to retire after 32 years of service. Now in retirement, Dr. Tyler is the Vice President of the SUNY Oneonta Retired Faculty Professionals and Administration Association. I am proud to introduce my friend, Dr. Tyler, for the Emeritus Faculty Outstanding Service Award. Her life's work has and continues to be a positive impact in the entire SUNY Oneonta family. There is no one more worthy of this award, in my humble opinion. Congratulations, Lorraine.
Hi, I'm humbled and pleased to receive the Outstanding Service Emeritus Faculty Award. SUNY Oneonta has been a part of my life for the last over 50 years, and I am a proud Red Dragon. Entering as a naive 18-year-old from a very small town, this college provided me with broad experiences, strong, friendly mentors, a sound education, and the will to succeed. I had excellent leadership skills, but no money when I came. With a strong work ethic from my parents, how could I fail? I graduated a self-confident, creative leader, and I owe much to the college, including a husband. My husband, Rich, is also an alum. Alas, our daughter is a graduate of the University of Maryland. After teaching 35 years, I retired in 2003 and worked part-time in the student advisement office. No reports, no grading, no meetings. What a lark. While there, I had the unique opportunity to be academic mentor for the men's soccer team. I met with the guys to plan their route to graduation, mentor them in academic pursuits, and to be supportive. We traveled with the team, attended home games, got to know their parents. A highlight for us was traveling with the team to San Antonio for the NCAA finals. Although we didn't win, the experience was rewarding. To celebrate our 50th anniversary, Rich and I created 2 scholarships, one in human ecology and one in mathematics. The human ecology one will be awarded to non-traditional students starting this spring, and then we'll begin to endow them scholarship in mathematics. As our students know, our goal was to build a log home. We achieved that by designing a home that allowed us to age in place. We started building in 2007 and moved in 2011, doing most of the work ourselves, including electricity and plumbing. Unfortunately, the home burned to the ground in 2012. Then we hired a builder and moved into cabin number 2 late in 2012. This experience made us realize how supportive the people in Oneonta are and made us want to give back. To give back to the community, I became active in local government, serving on the Zoning Board of Appeals for 13 years, 12 as chair. Since 1979, I've served the Greater Oneonta Historical Society in several leadership roles. Serving our church, I was on the Pastor's Council for 6 years, taught 4th grade Sunday school for 12 years, and now am a Eucharistic minister. I was president of Newman Board, an organization for Catholic students at Hartwick and SUNY. We volunteer at the Farmers Museum and at the Swart Wilcox House Museum. To serve retired members of SUNY, I was elected as retiree officer on the Oneonta UUP Chapter Executive Board, and I serve as retiree rep for the SUNY schools in the Southern Tier. I'm proud to say I recently joined the Alumni Board and look forward to serving. I hope our meetings won't be virtual. We will continue to be strong Red Dragons and support Oneonta students in any way we can. Thank you for this award.
I must say, I definitely need to get a hat like that
Me
just to improve
too.
my spirit. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Love the spirit. I love the experiences, and I love the accomplishments, you know, that went along with those experiences, such as a house burning down. You know, most people can't turn that into something positive, or at least if they do, it's pretty difficult. So thank you so much. And being taking charge and with helping with scholarships, it's just something that helps all of our students, you know, when it comes to making it more stable at school and wanting to partake in what makes Oneonta such an amazing family and community while we're also learning here together. So thank you so much. I would now like to welcome Stan Nosek, class of 1969, to present this year's Red Dragon Spirit Award.
Hi, I'd like to tell you how much a pleasure it is for me and my friend here to introduce Jay Davidson as the 2020 Red Dragon Spirit Award winner. I have known Jay since we went to school together in the late 60s. We're both graduates of Oneonta in 1969. Everybody on campus knew Jay during that period because he was so involved in activities and events. Jay worked hard to make Oneonta the best place it could be. And things like being involved in the State Times, the Bell and Dragon Honor Society, the Oneontan editor, the yearbook editor, and on and on. He, upon his graduation, became an elementary school teacher and worked in San Francisco in the public schools for 34 years. During that period of time, he continued to be involved in Oneonta using his time, his talents, and his resources. He endowed a scholarship honoring one of his mentors, Margaret Bauman, Associate Dean of Students, who was a wonderful person, and he wanted to honor her. And that endowment, that scholarship, is intended for men who look to go into elementary teaching. He's also an annual member of the 1889 Society and also a part of the NETSA Society of Planned Giving. Jay has done everything he could during this period of time to help make Oneonta a better place. And as a result, Oneonta is indeed a better place. I would like to quote for you, if I can, or read for you a quote in the Oneontan, the yearbook that Jay was editor of. He had as the theme of that year a question that he asked 40 or 50 people to answer, and they were throughout the yearbook. The question was, what are you doing here? Jay put me in first to answer that question, and he has himself as last in the yearbook. And I'd like to read some of what he said in 1969. Editing the yearbook meant to me making a permanent contribution to the college in the best way I knew how. The success of a yearbook cannot be measured immediately. I've had to keep in mind that the Oneontan has to be meaningful in 1989 and beyond. That's strange, barely 20 years old ourselves, and thinking of looking back in 20 years. Maybe I'll see one of you on an alumni day in the 1990s and I'll find out it was worth it. Well, Jay, now you're seeing many of us 52 years later, and we can tell you your efforts, your contributions were worth it to make Oneonta a better place. Congratulations on the Spirit Award.
Thank you so much for the honor of nominating me for the Red Dragon Spirit Award. I'm grateful that there are people who have valued my continued engagement with and contributions to the college. Oneonta came into my life at a critical time during my growth into adulthood. I had been extremely shy and awkward when I was in high school. During the summer before my freshman year, I made a decision that I was going to be more outgoing, more friendly, introduce myself to people, learn their names, make friends, something that I could not easily do in high school and my childhood. Though saying it now sounds easy, looking back, we have to remember that this was before there was such a thing as fake it till you make it and reinventing oneself. Oneonta provided me with fertile ground in which I could develop my interpersonal skills, leadership abilities, and academics. In short, I found myself in the perfect place from which to launch my new life and prepare for my career in public school education. Thank you to my classmate, Stan Nosek, who nominated me for this award. Thanks also go to many people who have worked towards maintaining campus connections to me. Diane Williams, Executive Director of Oneonta Auxiliary Services, Laura Lincoln, Director of Alumni Engagement, and Danielle Tonner in her office, Paul Adamo, Vice President for College Advancement, and his hardworking staff, including Karen Munson, Ellen Blaisdell, Tim Hayes, Ben Wendrow, and Jill Mirvito. In addition to all of these wonderful and enthusiastic people, I'm pleased to have met all of the presidents who have served since my graduation. Every one of them was able to convey to me a personal sense of appreciation and belonging. All of you have made it easy for me to continue my involvement with the campus. Since my graduation in 1969, I've returned to campus many times for reunions, once on a cross-country trip, in 2015 as the invited keynote speaker to the scholarship dinner, in 2016 invited to teach a Red Dragon class for an alumni weekend. As a teacher, I always knew firsthand the importance of education. And with that in mind, I've made two major financial decisions that have affected SUNY Oneonta. First of all, in 2011, I created the Margaret Baughman Scholarship, named in memory and in honor of an Associate Dean of Students with whom I worked when I was a student. And the second one was when I responded to the campaign regarding inclusion of the college in my estate plans. I hope that those of you hearing this will consider making the same move if you haven't done so already. None of us truly acts alone in this world. Our successes, our achievements, our challenges, all of our actions are the culmination of our involvement with all the people in the greater constellation of our lives. I thank all of you, all of the stars in my constellation, for contributing your own talents towards my achievements. Thank you, everyone, for this honor.
Thank you, Jay. What a great speech and what great Red Dragon spirit. And thank you for all the great ideas and how to stay involved, how to donate, and how to give back to our incredible college. I would now like to welcome to our virtual stage a special duo to introduce this year's recipient for the Red Dragon Spirit Award for a group. Welcome to both Allison Squicciamaro, class of 1997, and Drew McKay, class of 2005, a brother and sister team who have a special connection to this exceptional group.
I'm Allison Squicciamaro. I graduated Oneonta in 1997. I'm here today with my brother, Drew McKay, a 2005 graduate, to award the Red Dragon Spirit Award to a group. This award is presented to a group who has shown spirit, enthusiasm, and motivation through the contribution of time, talent, and financial support to the Alumni Association's programs and events. Our immediate family has 3 graduates from the State University of New York College at Oneonta, with both Drew and I serving on the Alumni Association Board of Directors, and we both held officer positions. Drew, a few years back, was awarded Outstanding Young Alumni. We know what it takes for a family to exhibit so much Red Dragon spirit to be worthy of such an award. Therefore, last fall, we nominated the Grau family for this award. Bill, Monica, Grayson, and Maddie are all alumni who have made significant contributions to the college and the Red Dragon community, each in their individual capacities. Collectively, the Grau family's contribution to the Oneonta community is immeasurable. Our family first met the Graus back in the spring of 1995. Grayson was a newborn and Maddie was a dream. Monica was the residence hall director in Ford Hall, and she hired me as a mid-year replacement RA. Through my years at Oneonta, Monica was a mentor, a cheerleader, and even a psychology tutor. She was a constant source of support through good times and through bad times. My family's connection with Monica continued long after my graduation in 1997. In 2001, Monica was the director of the first year experience, and she welcomed Drew to the Red Dragon family. I had lost touch with Monica as I was navigating law school in the early days of my legal career, but I vividly remember my father calling me from orientation at Oneonta and saying that Monica was running orientation and how comfortable she made him feel leaving my brother at Oneonta.
Monica was a constant source of support for me throughout my Oneonta career. From welcoming me back in 2001 when I was a freshman there, supporting me throughout my Oneonta studies, and even at graduation in 2005, she was my biggest cheerleader. After graduation and over the years, we continue to keep in touch, always making sure to check in and say hi whenever we find ourselves in Oneonta. Each member of the Grau family holds a degree from SUNY Oneonta. Bill and Monica met in Oneonta and returned shortly after their graduation to raise their family there. Monica first served as a residence hall director and then as a director of first year experience, and now presently the director of new student services. She has gone above and beyond to make students feel welcome and accepted into the Red Dragon family. Anyone who has ever been into her office knows it's full of Red Dragon memorabilia, and she's always proud to wear red. Similarly, Bill is always wearing red with pride. Before coming to work at the college, Bill was always supportive of the students as the spouse of a residence hall director. Bill has been employed by the college since 1996 in the registrar's office as the registrar, and then as executive director of the SICAS Center. Both Bill and Monica have continuously supported the college and led by example. It is no surprise that both their children chose to return to Oneonta and went on to receive degrees. The Grau family are constantly on the sidelines of every sporting event, always cheering on the Red Dragons. They've supported the college financially over the years as well. Bill has been continuously involved in planning and participating in the Red Dragon Open and presently serves as the committee chair. Over 20 years, the Red Dragon Open has raised over $660,000 in scholarships for SUNY Oneonta students. We can think of no other group more worthy of this recognition than the Grau family. They have welcomed us into Oneonta and continued to welcome us back more than 20 years later. We are proud to present their entire family with the Red Dragon Spirit Award. Congratulations.
I must say, I'm looking at all the comments and you can just see how impactful this group and family was to so many. And, it takes a lot of not just energy, but, time and development to kind of do that in so many different ways. So congratulations. I would now like to introduce Danielle Tonner, class of 1995. She got me involved in the Alumni Association. So big thank you to her, and I'm happy to introduce her. She will be presenting this year's Student Leadership Award to a very recent alumna that she had the opportunity to watch grow as a student.
The Student Leadership Award recognizes a SUNY Oneonta student for their accomplishments and contributions and/or the service to the Alumni Association and/or the college. I met the next award recipient while coordinating the Backpacks to Briefcases program with the School of Economics and Business. It was within minutes that I realized this student liaison was a special person and encouraged her to join the Oneonta Future Alumni Network, also known as OFAN, to help bridge the gap between current students and the Alumni Association. It wasn't long before she also became a student representative for the Alumni Association Board of Directors. In addition to her being an excellent student, she was a great role model for her peers. She took on the responsibility of being a teaching assistant, was an admissions tour guide, and an orientation leader for new students. She managed all of these roles and accomplishments while maintaining a stellar GPA and becoming a member of the Beta Gamma Sigma International Business Honor Society. She was also the president of the National Residence Hall Honorary and a senator for the Student Association. When the pandemic hit and many programs switched to a virtual environment, this did not negatively impact the students' involvement with extracurriculars at SUNY Oneonta or her participation in the programs of the Alumni Association. If anything, she stepped it up even more and honed her time management skills in order to achieve continued success. It is my honor to introduce Jessica Sinopoli, class of 2020, for the Student Leadership Award. Congratulations, Jessica, well deserved.
Hi, everyone. I'm honored to be sitting in front of this camera to virtually accept this Student Leadership Award. Having the opportunity to explore my interests and benefit my community during my time here at SUNY Oneonta has been a privilege and an experience I wouldn't trade for the world. It's very humbling to see that my short time here made such a big splash, proving that you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. None of my time here would have been nearly as productive or rewarding without the plethora of Oneonta students, staff, and alumni that I met during my college career that motivated me to aim higher and achieve greater and greater feats. So, because of that, I share this award with all of you. That being said, I would specifically like to thank a few individuals. My academic advisor, Charlene Folideno, who always kept me on my toes and challenged me to be a better leader every day inside and outside of the classroom. The professors from the School of Business Economics, specifically Ayamo Babatunde, Christine Story, Lisa Flynn, Barbara Durkin, and Simona Jura for their continued support, as well as my benefactors, Jim Agello, Kimberly Adler, and Danielle Tonner for their kindness, wisdom, and advice. And of course, my family and friends, and my high school teacher, the late Matthew Turner, who made me see the value of the most ordinary of experiences. And lastly, but certainly not least, I'd like to thank the SUNY Oneonta Alumni Association for giving me this award. I look forward to continuing to make progress with you all for the benefit of students and alumni alike on the board. Stay safe, everyone, and thank you.
Wonderful speech. And wow, what an accomplishment, Jessica, after having only graduated last year. That's amazing.
Absolutely. I feel like I've seen her a few times on campus, and it's crazy to see somebody make such an impact that they're up on this stage at so early. Congratulations to you. I'd like to thank all of the honorees and presenters tonight, as well as thank the audiences for joining us from all around the world, all around the country, coast to coast, from Facebook, screen to screen, whatever you want to call it. Thank you so much for being here. Let's give one more round of applause for our award winners.
Congrats to everybody.
Absolutely. I would also like to give another applause for those that helped put this on. You know, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes. We really appreciate it, including Jonah Roberts, Michelle Hansen, and Laura Lincoln, and many more. Thank you so much for making this happen. Every year, the Alumni Association Board of Directors are able to narrow down just a few of our alumni who embody the values of Oneonta, and it has been an honor joining you all this evening to recognize such accomplished individuals. I would like to now welcome Pat, class of 75, and Linda, class of 76, McCann, for a message about the strength of the institution and campaign.
Okay, congratulations to all the 2021 Annual Alumni Association Award winners.
Last year was a year of transformation for SUNY Oneonta and our world. The contributions, accomplishments, and careers of these individuals honor the legacy of excellence at SUNY Oneonta. The ways in which we live, work, learn, and connect were profoundly changed. Amid these challenges, SUNY Oneonta alumni came together to support current students and each other.
Thank you to our volunteers and our donors who support SUNY Oneonta. We sincerely appreciate the time, the talent, and the treasure that they generously share with us.
Thank you especially to all the alumni who supported our Grow, Thrive, Live campaign with gifts to the Fund for Oneonta. All of the programs and activities hosted by the Alumni Association, like this one, would not be possible without gifts to the Fund for Oneonta. We appreciate your generosity and continued support.
Thank you again to our audience, near and far, for joining us this evening virtually. Please save the date for next year's Alumni Weekend, scheduled for June 10th through 12th, 2022, hopefully in person. Tonight has been an incredible evening of honorees, wonderfully thoughtful nominators, and beautiful speeches. I hope it brought back some great memories of the college and made you realize if you say Oneonta or Oneonta. Have a great evening, everyone, and thank you again.
Thank you so much. Take care.